Welcome back. Christmas cookies are a staple this time of year, but some people, they can't eat the traditional ones. Julie Rossi is the owner of Grandma's House, and she's going to show us how to make gluten-free sugar cookies and icing, which I think just sounds absolutely wonderful because there are so many kids and adults who cannot have gluten in their diet. Let's get started. Now you have the dough. What did you use as an alternative to traditional flour?
Well, basically with regular gluten diet, you have flour, but this is a gluten-free flour, and what I always try to tell people is that is like the #1 thing, is to use a really good gluten-free flour. Like this one over here is called Domata that we've got, and so we only use Domata in our sweeter, or the blend that we use, and it makes it more of a sweet flavor and makes it taste a little bit more like the real thing and mainstream. So
you need good products when you're using alternatives.
Make sure you use good products, and we also only use the real items like butter, 100% vanilla, just like Grandma would have made, and that's kind of why we called it Grandma's House, is because we wanted to go back to like the 40s and 50s and make the old recipes current for today. And so some of the things that I wanted to give tips on is like when you're rolling out your cookie dough, a lot of people don't realize this, but you should put bands on the end of your rolling pins. And so I brought a few different ones, and you can make them different heights, so when you're rolling it out, you can see
you're not going to make it too thin. You're going to go right to the level that you want.
Yeah, so it makes it very even, because in baking what will happen is you'll have some of your cookies will be really hard and crunchy, and then others not done at all.
Those are mine. Those are mine. The thin crunchies and the big
So that's what you want to do, is make sure you always use bands on the end of your rolling pins to make it much easier. And the other thing too, especially with gluten-free, is you want to use powdered sugar to roll on.
Powdered sugar, okay.
Most people will use flour, and when you use flour, it's more of a salty flavor versus a sweet flavor.
And we want it to be sweet. It's cookies.
It's cookies. So use powdered sugar. It works great and blends well with the icing. And so when you roll it out on this. You can even turn it over and roll it out a couple of different times. When you have edges left over, when you roll back in that powdered sugar, it doesn't taste more floury. The other thing too is that I want to make sure that when you're eating gluten-free, a lot of people also don't handle dyes well. And so what you can do is you can buy like India Creek dyes that are all natural. It's like annatto and carrot and things like that. So use natural dyes. We also have like a natural, it's like an M&M. It's called Sun Drops. And so you can use that on your cookies. You can decorate with that. You can use the dye-free, and also you can even put regular dyes in your dough. And so if you want your dough to be red or green or whatever color, you can add the natural dyes, and you can buy that at most of your natural food stores.
I think it's better to go natural anytime that we can. Let's bring Michael in to sample some of these delicious goodies. Gonna dig in and sample. Okay, so you can buy these gluten-free products pretty much anywhere now?
Well, yes, so like the different natural things that you can buy those at grocery stores that carry like a natural selection like Heidi's.
Those are pretty good.
Delicious.
Well, and that's my goal for the whole company that we've got, is we want it to taste just like normal. We want people who are gluten-free, celiac, Crohn's, autistic kids, we want them to go to buy our products and bring it to a party and not even have to tell people that it's gluten-free.
High five, goal achieved.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And again, the products, they can be a little bit more expensive.
They are a little bit more expensive. Like the products that we offer is like different pies, cookie pizzas, pie crust, and it's usually about $1 to $2 more. And a lot of people will ask me why that is. And it is a lot more expensive to buy not mainstream items.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Great advice. You take the work out of it for us.